Busy one to say the least. Sam Presti. Sam, today you get your first one mission accomplished of getting a new head coach. PJ Carlesimo, what did it come down to as far as why it chose him?
Well, ultimately, I really felt like what we needed in this program was a teacher, someone that could teach the game at a very high level. PJ's experience, from college, coaching 17 to 22-year-old, athletes, on through the younger teams he's coached in Portland, and he's handled a number of high draft picks throughout his career in the NBA, as well as his ability to teach veterans, and I saw that from a first-hand standpoint in San Antonio. I really believe that as a teacher and a communicator, he's at a very high level. He's a basketball coach, and at the end of the day, we need someone to establish a defensive identity, hold our guys accountable, and I believe that that's what players want.
At this point, it looks like he will not have Rashard Lewis as one of his players to coach. What can you tell us about the process and the Sonics' attempts to re-sign Rashard?
Well, I understand you have to ask that question, and I do want to answer it at the appropriate time, but because of the league rules, I can't comment specifically on that particular situation or any other free agent situation.
Okay. Kevin Durant, how do you think he's going to mesh with PJ, and how much did the fact that you had Kevin on your team play a role as far as who you chose as a head coach?
Well, I've said consistently that the coaching hire would be something philosophical, and from a philosophical standpoint, we've hired somebody that can teach someone that has a strong defensive philosophy and has a proven defensive philosophy, and someone that can impact winning culture. And PJ's obviously done that in San Antonio. I spent a tremendous amount of time with Rick Barnes, and obviously picking Rick Barnes' brain and understanding his approach to Kevin and developing Kevin was an important facet in looking at all of our candidates. And understanding Rick's approach to coaching, it's definitely an approach that holds players accountable, but also teaches, and that was a huge factor in looking at all of our guys. So, I also know that PJ and Rick share a very strong relationship, and I'm sure that'll be utilized as well.
And finally, Sam, with all the talk and the story that hovers above everything, and that is the potential for this team to be moving to another city, how is it challenge-wise for you to go about your business as a general manager knowing that that is still a possibility?
I've said consistently that our focus is on building the best basketball team we can, and that takes making tough decisions, and that means really thinking. My job is to think in the best interest of the organization long-term, something that can be sustained, something that in time we'll look back on and say, you know what, these were tough decisions, but ultimately they were the right decisions for the organization. So, the issues surrounding the team at this moment, for me, I can't allow those to affect what I feel is the best thing for the team and for the organization and for the group of our players. Hopefully it all comes about, and we're playing in Seattle for a very long time with a strong young nucleus that everyone can look at and be excited about.
Thanks a lot. Okay.